Hey, sixth graders, it's Miss Eastwood here. I just wanted to give you a little guidance on this week's library lessons. So if you look to the left of your screen, you'll see option 1, which is a children's book prompt. As you remember, we read Can I Be Your Dog, which was the New Hampshire Ladybug Award winner. And Tori Cummings created a sequel, which is called I Found a Kitty. I read that for you guys in the video below, and the prompt is to take that story and change the ending. So when thinking about developing your own children's books, it's sometimes helpful to take a story you know and give it a twist. So I want you to watch that video and think about what choices you would make if you're the author. And then you can share out those ideas with me. They don't have to be polished or anything. They can be a rough brainstorm. Share those with me via your Google Classroom. On the right side, there's option 2, which is an activity to reflect on media balance. So if you think back to our lessons just before we broke for remote learning, we had talked about the benefits of media balance and how it's important to kind of monitor and pay attention to how much time we're spending on devices and all the forms of media that surround us in our everyday lives. So this is kind of a fun activity, and I thought I would just read it to you. You can also pull it up on your screen. In the top right-hand corner, there's a square with an arrow in it. And if you click that, it'll expand so you have the full PDF in front of you. But I'm just going to read this to you, and then so if you're good on reading it on your own, you can choose an activity right now, but otherwise stay tuned. I'll read this to you. And it might help to pull it up in front of you as I'm reading it too, so you can kind of follow along. Instructions. It's important that we use media in a way that lets us get enough sleep. Use the In Balance with Bedtime checklist to make sure your family's media use lets everyone get the sleep they need. Get one or more family members together to help. Read the setup before doing the activity together. If you see, the next bolded spot is setup. When it's time to go to bed, sometimes we want to play one more game, send one more text, or write one more email. But we need to use media in the right balance with the activities that keep us healthy, like sleeping. Research shows that not getting enough sleep affects not only our physical health, but also our emotions and how well we work. Using the checklist can help us see if we're taking steps to make sure our devices don't steal our sleep. And so now if you scroll down, you'll see the activity. It says, let's go through the checklist together and put a mark next to the statements that are true for our family. Then we can decide whether we want to adjust how we use devices around bedtime. In Balance with Bedtime checklist. 1. We try to get a full night's sleep, around 8 hours, even when we have lots of text, email, or social media notifications. 2. We use an app or device settings to avoid blue light if we're using a device right before bedtime. 3. We stop using devices about an hour before bedtime. 4. We keep devices out of the bedroom and or shut them off at bedtime. And 5. We use device settings or parental controls to shut off devices at bedtime. Were you able to put a check mark by any of these statements? Talk about the results together. Do you think media habits are in balance around sleep? Decide whether you want to make changes as a family since you're all on the same team and you all need sleep. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a shout. My email is j_eastwood@sau9.org, and I would be happy to chat with you, answer any questions, and yeah, reach out.